I know that it's been a while since I've actually done one of these videos, but I actually have a massive mother load of vinyl to do on this volume of Andre's Funk vinyl. Now, these 25 vinyl records you're about to see span a 16-year time period, from 1971 through 1987. And the reason I mention that is because the majority of these vinyl I actually get out of a dollar bin, okay, for $1, including the record you're seeing now. And the reason I mention that is because I think I've mentioned this before in my videos. Due to what's more than likely the contemporary collectible vinyl trend, a lot of used vinyl shops have actually started to go up on the prices of their used vinyl, even if it's not in perfect condition, because of a perceived trend. At least that's how I view it. I mean, it may be very different. But, you know, I still crate dig, still scour the dollar bins, and I like vinyl for its own sake, not just following a trend. And that's how I ended up with the majority of these. So a few shout outs right away to some local record stores because I do still support them. I wanted to thank the Record Connection in Waterville for the majority of these albums. I wanted to also thank two places in Portland, one of which is Strange Maine. They've always had good prices and good used vinyl selection. And actually that's pretty much it for this list. But I'm not going to bother telling you necessarily which place they came from. The majority of these were from the Record Connection, so that's why I wanted to thank them. The first album is something I've wanted. My father had this growing up, when I was growing up, and he always talked about this album greatly. I don't remember it too well. Quincy Jones' Smackwater Jack from 1971. I love that picture of Quincy with that kimono. Black Power symbol. Fantastic. That's actually layered. If you touch that grass is actually kind of, you know, textured. Now, there's a little water damage you can see on here, but I'm still happy with that album. There's the back on A&M. Now, I'm not really sure about this, but I believe this is the second of the Gene Terrell era post-Diana Ross Supremes album. I remember when I used to get Jackson 5 albums when I was younger, and they used to have the advertisements, especially from the early 80s, 20th anniversary reissue, late 70s. They would talk about the reissues of these albums on vinyl, and this one was always there. And I always loved the kind of aura around them. I love this cover, and I've since listened to some of this album. It's fantastic. It's called Touch. Incidentally, I also have the Jackson 5 doing that song on their album Get It Together from a few years later. Also 1971. Still Classy Ladies on Motown Records. The Pointer Sisters. You know, I knew about Wang Dang Doodle and Yes We Can and all that, but I never had the Pointer Sisters' first album from 1973. But I managed to finally get it this time. Great picture of them inside with the kind of jazz age motif they were into at the time. That's why I love gatefold albums. You know, you can find some great pictures inside them. Another Pointer Sisters, That's the Plenty. Another one I've kind of avoided for years. Got a little cut out in the top, but this album is not a gatefold. There's a picture of the Pointer Sisters, kind of tinted on the back. 1974. The hit from that album was Fairy Tale. Got them on the Grand Ole Opry, actually. Now this album, I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Henry Hopkins. He had a little bit of drama getting this record, but I found this, and I'm going to reference this one. I found this in the dollar bin, and I'm not trying to make record collectors who are into soul and funk feel bad about this. I'm even surprised. The Love Unlimited Orchestra from Barry White. Music Maestro Please. Not an easy album to find, let alone in the dollar bin. So, from 1975. So this is very exciting for me. And the vinyl's in great shape, too. I checked it out. Okay, another Pointer Sisters. Having a Party from 1977. It's got the demonstration sign on that. There's some pictures on the back of the group. their last album on Blue Thumb before going over to Richard Perry's Planet label. Flora Purim, Every Day, Every Night, another promotional record from 1978. I love Flora Purim. Gladys Knight and the Pips. Oh, sorry. There's a gatefold in this one. There's like drawings of her. Gladys Knight and the Pips, the original motion picture to Pipe Dreams. Now I've seen this movie distributed by RCA. I don't usually see that sticker around. It's a really funky song on this album called Alaska Pipeline. Great record. I love this movie. Actually, I have it on VHS. But anyway, really happy to find that soundtrack. Cissy Houston, of course, Whitney's mom. Think It Over. This album's from 1978. The first of her series of albums by Michael Zager. I already have a copy that I got for free at that WMEB record giveaway in the 90s of her 1980 release, also produced by Zager, Step Aside for a Lady. But I knew it was part of a trilogy, and this is the first part. And this is the second part, Warning Danger, from 1979, of course. So I actually have all the albums on that trilogy now with Michael Zager. Clear, Winners, also from 1979. I always loved Clear's boogie funk sound, but I never actually had one of their albums. This still has some shrink wrap on it. There's Clear as they looked at that time. So, it's a good one. On Atlantic. Thelma Houston, Breakwater Cat. I didn't know she actually recorded this late in her career. This is on RCA. She left Motown at this point. This is from 1980. Stephanie Mills, Sweet Sensation. I've actually heard a lot of cracks from this album, like I've never knew a love like this before, but I never actually had this album. Turned it down a lot, but finally decided to get it. I don't have a lot of Stephanie Mills, in fact, none at all, and I wanted to change that. I wonder if Janelle Monáe got some of her look from that. Anyway, this is a Deutsch-German pressing of the album, and it's from 1980, produced by the members of Mtume, Reggie Lucas, James Mtume. Alright. Rick James presents Bobby M. This is, what's his name? Bobby Militello, saxophone player. This album is from 1982. Along with the next one you're going to see, I got these two at Strange Maine, actually. War, Outlaw. I've had the opportunity to get this on CD. It's out of print actually now, but I wanted to get the original cover, which had the band members all wearing their bandanas over their faces like bandits. I just like the way they're posed to the side slanted on this. And, you know, vinyl's cool. Back cover's nice, too. It's got Cinco de Mayo, You've Got the Power. Great album. Another Stephanie Mills, Tantalizingly Hot. What a name there. This is includes the song Last Night. This is from 1982. Big centerfold of Stephanie in there. Swimsuit edition. Leopard nail polish. Interesting presentation on Casablanca. Gwen Guthrie. Again, it was my friend Henrique, the kind of, I think it was Henrique, the To Me On to Gwen portrait. This album is from 1982. Produced by Sly and Robbie. On Island. Same group of people who did the Grace Jones productions. Another Thelma Houston. This album is actually just called Thelma Houston. Self-titled. It's called from 1983. MCA Records. The Whispers, so good. Somebody scribbled all over this album, but this is The Whispers release on Solar from 1984. There's the back of that album. The next one is Bonnie Pointer, If the Price is Right, 1984. I believe this is her third album. She released two on the Motown label in the late 70s. She didn't release another album until 2013, actually. Jeffrey Osborne, Don't Stop. Again, another one I had the opportunity to get on CD, but I found it on vinyl, so I'm pretty comfortable with that. An A&M, 1984, George Duke production. There's a picture of Jeffrey Osborne inside on one end of the vinyl, and there's a lyric sheet inside, original. Isley Jasper Isley, Broadway's Closer to Sunset Boulevard. This is their debut album, still in full Isley Brother style regalia. I love this picture. It's so Isley Brothers. They loved all the kind of Egyptian Earth, Wind and Fire gold royal outfits. I always loved their look. I get this on CD, 3 sets of all the Isley Jasper Isley album, but having it on vinyl, and then the instruments just alone on the back, I love that. I absolutely love that, from 1984. Nona Hendryx, The Heat. Another one that's been reissued by Funky Town Grooves, but I didn't have a chance to get it. I lost an opportunity to pick this up on vinyl at the Goodwill, but I got it in better condition, so this is from 1985. There's a pink lyric guide, if I can show it to you here, with no real pictures on it or anything. Gladys Knight and the Pips, Life. Another album. I might still get this on Funky Town Grooves. It's been made available again from 1985 during their CBS years. And last of all, at least, another Isley Brothers album, Smooth Sailing. This was after the death of Kelly Isley in 1986. Very readily available on CD, but I found it on vinyl. So that actually seemed kind of cool. Oh, and there's some stuff inside it. Check this out. I've got media information for this album, an official Isley Brothers picture, as fellow YouTuber Crazy Like That Glue says, that means something. If you don't have that, you don't have anything valuable. This is an official Warner Brothers promotional photo, and there's more of the information. So that's really a treasure to have all of that. And you know, I just discovered that opening up this album, that there's promotional information inside of it during this video. So it's cool to do a video to show you new things, and also to find out new things myself, which is my first time actually doing this. There's even a dedication to Kelly there. So this album is packed full of cool stuff. Really is. And just discover it while helping you discover my collection is really cool. So here's my latest vinyl collection. Just for the lack of room, you know, I don't have every single thing on vinyl, but anyway, that's a huge mother load with a lot of treats, a lot of exciting things. I'm going to enjoy digesting these albums over the course of the next few years, you know, because I don't listen to music 24/7, obviously, but it's a big part of my life. So enjoy your summer, enjoy your music, and keep jamming on the one. See you all next time.